The long corridor. The hospital corridor had become a battlefield. No blood spilled, no bullets fired. The war here was quieter, fought with silence, glances and doors that refused to open. He stood again in the hallway, clutching his bag like a lifeline. Time stretched between every knock, every rejection. The fluorescent lights hummed above, buzzing in rhythm with his chest. The corridor seemed longer every day, as though the walls themselves shifted to mock him. Others waited differently. One leaned against the wall with fake confidence. Another paced, shoes tapping on tile. A third whispered into a phone, inventing victories for managers who only cared about numbers. For him, the corridor was torment. Minutes became hours, hours turned to doubt. When the nurse finally peeked out and shook her head, not today. He was already defeated. The corridor wasn't just waiting. It was a test, a place where reputations were built or broken. Staff noticed who lingered too long, who looked too desperate, who fumbled when their moment came. A single glance could shut a door forever. But his worst enemy wasn't the doctors or the nurses. It was the voices inside his head. You're wasting your life. You'll never hit quota. Every knock is a nail in your coffin. One afternoon, a newcomer arrived, nervous, hopeful, clutching a fresh bag. He smiled politely. "Long wait, huh?" The salesman only nodded. Words were too heavy. Moments later, the nurse opened the door and waved the newcomer inside. Hours of waiting, wasted. Why was the door open for him? What silent judgment had already condemned the older rep? When the newcomer emerged, smiling with prescription in hand, the corridor tilted. Breathless, he stumbled outside, the walls closing in behind him. That night he understood the truth. The corridor wasn't part of the job, it was the job. Endless waiting, endless silence, endless doubt. And in that truth lay fear, because he wasn't sure how long he could last before the corridor swallowed him whole.